the Thinker that like it's more traditional, but this version of the Thinker is like from like a more modern like Suicide Squad comics.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, it looks pretty good.
Yeah, it looks interesting. Like it definitely piqued my interest, and I mean, I was looking forward to it anyway, just because it's James Gunn.
Yeah.
You know, at this point, I'm anything that guy puts out, I'm interested in. But like, this is a level of like James Gunn-ness that I don't know if anybody's ready for. You know,
it's R-rated, I'm assuming.
Based upon that trailer, fuck yeah. You know. I mean, based upon that trailer, there's not a doubt in my mind this thing's right. Like, the trailer was red band, so.
Yeah. And it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
So. Anyway.
So, I saw this, and I thought I'd bring it to your attention because it's going to tickle your horror bone.
Okay.
And we don't do that often enough here. You know, you're the horror fanatic, and I should be bringing more of this to you. But this came to my attention, and I thought I'd get your thoughts on it. So, producer Freddie Alvarez recently revealed that the upcoming Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie wasn't a reboot, but a direct sequel to the original film. And it's been confirmed that Sally Hardesty, the final girl in the original film, is back in this new entity. Now, unfortunately, Sally actress Marilyn Burns died in 2014, and so the role had to be recast, with actress Olin Foray taking on the role. So, first, it looks like they're going the route of Halloween, where it's ignore every single thing that's taken place between now and the first movie, and this is a direct sequel to the first movie.
Okay. Well, they're doing the whole Halloween thing.
Yeah, like they're doing basically taking the Halloween route of
Texas.
The first movie's canon, and this is canon. Everything else in between did not exist. So, what do you think of that? Like, do you think that's a good idea?
I guess, and I know this is going to sound sacrilege to a lot of horror fans, but I wasn't a huge fan of the Texas Chainsaw.
Right. Okay.
I liked it to a certain extent. And just like a lot of horror movies go, they became stupid. I respect the original, and I respect the way it was shot, and I respect what they did with it, and of course Gunnar Hansen playing Leatherface. I do. I like the first one. I'm just not a huge fan of it.
Right.
So. I guess it's okay. Because Texas got pretty stupid after a while.
Yeah.
The same thing with like Nightmare on Elm Street.
Right.
It just got dumb, and it became more of like. I know it was about Freddy, but it became more of just the Freddy show.
Right.
On, stupid comic shock value shit. Right. And actually, that's what they were focusing on more than they were making a movie. Just like Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, if it works for them, great. I'll watch it. But I guess I don't really care. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Just to be quite honest with you, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
But I'm not like, I can't wait to see this, or I'll watch the face value of what it is, and then.
Right. Well, I'm in the same boat as you. Like I.
That was a Toby Cooper film, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like I'm in the same boat as you as far as like I'm not a fan of the franchise. the first movie has my utmost respect because it's not a slasher film per se, but it's kind of like the prologue to the slasher movie.
Yeah,
it kind of created a lot of the rules that Halloween enhanced.
Yeah.
I mean, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre had the advantage of it played off of that. It was based off of a true story. Like that was like, I remember, like, not that I remember, because I think it came out in 1970, but like, it was like that thing, like even when I was a kid, it was like, people talked about that with that movie.
Right.
Like, well, it's true, it's fucking, that was a thing. Like, as an 8-year-old, I'm like, the fuck? Leatherface was real?
Right.
So. Like,
yeah.
Later on, it got goofy because it got away from its realistic feel. Like, even like the movie itself feels like a snuff film almost.
Yeah, it does.
The way it's shot, the way that it looks, like everything about it, like has a very gritty, real feel to it.
I think the most ingenious thing about that film was the camera shot.
Yeah.
The bulb.
Yeah.
You hear the bulb.
Yeah.
It's iconic.
Yeah.
It has become iconic. And when you hear that, that's the first thing you think of is Texas.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, if I hear that bulb flash, I think that's the most brilliant part of that movie. I know that sounds weird, but it's that catch that it just worked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
I haven't really seen anything that really made me jump, although I watched that Hell House. We talked about that.
Yeah.
LLC, that's the first movie that's made me jump in years.
Yeah. I wonder if other horror franchises are going to take this cue. Like, can you see like another Nightmare on Elm Street being made where it's, a direct sequel to the first one?
The second one wasn't too bad.
Well, the second one had no connection to the first one. The third one had a connection back to the first one.
Yeah, I don't think they will.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like the first Nightmare on Elm Street. I felt that it worked.
Yeah.
I felt that it was really good.
Yeah.
As far as a horror film.
Right.
Wes Craven. It was great.
Yeah.
The new one, you almost felt weird watching it. You know what I mean? Like, it was like, wow, this is so much more in depth than the first one.
What the
kids and stuff like that? That part of it was like
the one with the guy from Watchmen.
Yeah.
I didn't say
I didn't say he did a bad job.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying it was a bad movie.
I liked that one a lot.
Yeah.
Because, like, the thing I always hated, and you kind of touched on a little bit, was, like, in later movies, like, Freddy's almost a hero.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you forget, like, you're rooting for, like, the kill. And, like, what's Freddy going to say? What's going to be the one-liner? What's going to be the big thing, Where, like, that movie got back to the fact that, those parents burned him to death because he was a child molesting bastard.
Exactly.
Like, it got back to that, and I kind of like, that sounds good, but I like that aspect of it, like that I wasn't rooting for the villain.
Right.
Like, I didn't want the kills to come. I wanted them to end Freddy because he was he deserved what he got.
Right.
In a way, so that was something I liked about that version of the movie, but like, I guess it played too dark and people didn't like it. But
Right.
in all honesty, if you go back to the original movie, I mean, that he was a child molester that the parents burned because of him touching their kids. They took justice into their own hands. He doesn't get vengeance. We shouldn't be rooting for him to get vengeance.
Right.
You know,
It's not the point of the story.
yeah. Like the point of the story gets lost because, like, you know, he's so cool, the glove, the hand, you know. No, he's an evil motherfucker that deserved to die, you know.
Yeah. The whole scratching on the pipes was a torture thing for the children.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like that,
Yeah.
don't you understand that? I mean, like he scratched his hands on the pipes as he was coming down to molest and kill children.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, like,
Yeah.
he
So like
needed to die.
the fact that that movie went there and went that dark with it, I appreciate it, but many people don't. And I don't understand why, other than the fact that, like, you just kind of grew up with Freddy dolls and shit like that. Like, you know,
Yeah. Weird, right?
it is. It's like one of those weird things. Like you wouldn't, there's no other horror villain you root for like you do Freddy for some reason. And when Freddy got, when you took that character and you made him as dark as he's supposed to be, like, all of a sudden people are like, oh no, you can't do that.
He was always like that.
Yeah.
It's just
Like-
he wasn't explored enough.
Like that remake of Friday the 13th, I get why people don't like it. Like, you know,
Yeah.
but the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street, like, I think it's much better than people give it credit for, because I thought, yeah, that he's an evil motherfucker that deserved to die.
Right, dude.
You know?
Right. No, I mean, I get it. It was just kind of like, it was very dark.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. I mean, it's a dark movie. It's a dark tale. It's a twisted tale.
Yeah.
But like I said, the first one, I really like. I respected.
Yeah.
I mean, it's it's up there as one of the better horror movies that was made. Made.
Yeah.
But like I said, back to Texas, I just I think it's cool, but I just never thought it was like,
Yeah.
I like the fact that it bordered on that serial killer line, where it was serial killer-ish.
Yeah. Like a serial killer / Like I said, like, it kind of sets up the rules in a way that Halloween takes those rules and enhances and makes them like, this is what a slasher movie is. It kind of starts with Texas, and I appreciate that, but it's just not my, like, I've watched it. I appreciate it. I think that any sequel that follows is bad.
Right.
And like, I could appreciate, like, if you want to do a true sequel to it and you want to do it in this fashion, I can appreciate that to an extent, but if, I'm not going to be rushing out to see it like we did with Halloween.
Right. Yeah, I really think they did well with the Halloween sequel.
They were breaking poor Anthony's heart. Poor Mongoose. We're probably breaking his heart right now.
Oh, with Freddy, you mean?
With
Texas,
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I get that. So some good news we got this week.
Yeah.
Black Widow will hit theaters on July 9th, and also Disney Plus for a premium fee.
Yeah, that premium fee is rough. I mean, it's not if you have a number of people.
Yeah. Yeah, like if you've got kids, that $30 makes sense.
Yeah, but that Raya, they came out with that Raya movie from Pixar.
Yeah.
And I think that's like $30 or $35.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know. We like kind of
hawed.
Yeah, we kind of pulled up on that one.
Yeah.
We were like, so.
It apparently did well, though. Apparently Disney Plus did very well with it, from what I understand. But also apparently Cruella, the Emma Stone prequel of Cruella de Vil,
yeah,
will also be Disney Plus and the day it hit theater same day.
I'll probably watch that too.